Hi there everyone, welcome to Fingers, Thumbs and Fits, and today we are continuing the Trial of Tyranny campaign for Dungeon Saga Origins as we embark on the penultimate dungeon in this campaign, a Spectre Unchained. Now this is the state of our party going into this mission. Let's just take a quick look at what's going on here. We have Danor, who got a legendary talisman, Dinlaf's Amulet of Warding. That's kind of like a ward against ranged attacks. Still hasn't really been much use in this campaign, to be honest with you, but I guess it's better to have it than not. Olaf, the barbarian, he has the legendary Cuirass of Dureg, which allows him to ignore rear attacks once per round. And he has finally acquired himself a great axe, which we got at the end of last mission. So he's quite happy there. That basically takes enemy armor down by 1. Madriga, our Elven Ranger, she has a chainmail shirt. She hasn't got any legendary equipment as yet. But, I mean, you know, that still allows her to re-roll one of her dice when defending, so it's still better than nothing. And Rawdin, our hardy stout dwarf. He has some thief's shoes, which potentially allow him to move a bit quicker. He has a mail coat, which is similar to the chainmail shirt in that it allows him to re-roll a dice in defense. And he has the legendary axe Stormbreaker, which allows him to take enemy armor down by 2. So it's similar to the great axe in that respect, just better because it's a legendary weapon. So this is the state of our party going into Dungeon 9. So I guess there's not really much more else to say, really. Let's crack on and get started, shall we?
Encountering some undead here was expected. Many ancient dwarven halls and dungeons in Canather are the same, but the Dureg's hold seems different. It seems more than that. The undead here move like they have a purpose, or are controlled by a will strong enough that it must still be close by. Finding the source of the undead power and releasing it could put an end to the turmoil in this place.
Okay, so let's get into this. First, we've got to do our little pre-game shuffles. So to begin with, here are our trap counters. Let's give these a shuffle. No traps in this starting room, but we'll put these up on here. I don't know what's what. So as always, I shall pick one at random. And then we've got our exploration deck, which again I shuffled off camera after I tidied everything up after the last mission. But we're going to shuffle them again because, you know, just to show that I have. I'm not the world's best shuffler, but there we go. Exploration deck shuffled. So right, okay, we are now ready to start. Our heroes are in a small corridor, and all that's there to greet them is a skeleton warrior. So let's sort that one out, shall we? I think Madriga is probably going to try and take the skelly out, so she's going to move up to here. Just making sure, yep, we can just see it on camera. I'm going to be a bit more mindful this time that I am capturing everything on camera. You can just see her just down in the corner there. She's going to attack that skeleton warrior. So she needs 4s. No, she doesn't. What am I talking about? She needs 4s. She needs 3s. It's a very tough skeleton otherwise, but she needs 3s. Well, she gets a couple of them. And the Skelly, he's taken a point of damage anyway. All we need to do is fail one of these, which he doesn't, unfortunately. So the Skelly is still there. So one of our hard-hitting fellas is probably going to have to deal with it. And I don't mean that in a sexist way. I don't mean that Madriga's not hard-hitting. It's just that Olaf and Rawdin, you know, if they punch you, you're going to know about it. That's all I mean. Anyway, let's move away from that. We'll use Olaf then, because he's itching to try out his new great axe. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and he's going to try out his new great axe. Enemy armor -1 because of the great axe. So Olaf needs 2s. Yeah. Well, that's all of them. There we go. Smush that Skelly. Excellent stuff. Rawdin. 1, 2, 3, 4. He can get up to that door if he can activate his thief's shoes. Seems like a very strange way to put that, but if he can activate his thief's shoes, which he can open that door, which he will, for 1 point. So we'll see what's in here. What is in here? We have one door here, and we have one door in front of the other one, and we have a skeleton warrior in here. Now Rawdin's got 1 point of movement left, so he can move into this room and he can actually attack that Skelly, which is what he's going to do. So -2 to the armor, which means again Rawdin needs 2s. Okay. Guess he's just not as enthusiastic as Olaf was. That soaked 1. That bounced off the 5 though, so that's the 2 points of damage we needed to take him out. So okay then. So far so good. Now then, I say that so far so good because now we've got Danor, who is going to... No, he's not going to stay wherever he is. He's going to move up to here. But he's going to do his exploration, because mages are curious fellows, in many sense of the word. So what have we got? Oh, he found a battle potion. Okay. Not going to turn that down. Okay, so we have no enemies on the board, which is always nice. So we're going to put our roving spawn point down here, and we're going to come back to us. So what are we going to do? I think we should send Rawdin off to open that door up in the far, that little nook where this passive card is. So let's move this up here. There probably should have been an interrupt there actually as I opened the door, didn't I? And also as Madriga failed to kill the Skelly, but we have no exploration cards with interrupt tokens on them, so at the moment it's not coming into effect. But either way, Rawdin, 1, 2, 3. So we open this door, and what's in here? Well, nicely, to begin with, there is a treasure chest, so we can't argue with that. Not very nice, however, though. There is a huge roar, and zombie troll is just hanging out in here. So 1, 2, 3. Can he get his boots working again? No, which, to be fair, I don't blame him. So he's going to just hang back a little for his last point of movement. Olaf is going to move into the room, but not quite up to the door. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he can do that. Cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Madriga's going to come over here. Danor's going to move into this corner, and he's going to search this room. Potion of resistance. Okay. Nice. So the zombie troll, well, the zombie troll is going to kind of, you know, try and have a look at, what's the word I'm looking for? Examine. Examine? Investigate, even. Oh my god, why is my words not with me today? Okay, the zombie troll is going to investigate why this door opened. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, and he can't move. Well, I mean, he can go 4. He can move to where this door is. Let's move this back a little bit. So he's now blocking this entrance, which means that we can't outnumber him anymore. Does mean, however, though, Madriga can shoot him. So, back to me. And we are, in fact, actually going to try that. So, Madriga's going to try and shoot this zombie troll. She needs 5s, however, though. The zombie troll, just as a recap. Oh, there we go. Defense of 4, which you would imagine it would. And it needs 3 damage. So, this is going to be tricky for anyone, really. But, nope. The fact that she's shooting through a doorway, down a narrow passageway, over the shoulder of our barbarian, yeah, it was a bit of a tricky shot for anyone. I mean, I know she's a skilled archer, but that would have been tricky for anyone. So, speaking of our barbarian, I'm just going to have to position him like this. Well, actually, can the axe go through the door? The axe can go through the door. No, it can't. Okay, but we're positioning him like this. He's looking through the door. No, it is there. Okay, I was getting confused on the board then. So, he counts as being outnumbered against this zombie troll, so he loses a combat dice. But he needs 4s because he's at -1 armor due to Stormbreaker. So we need 4s. Only the 1, which isn't going to get us anywhere. I'm thinking maybe we take Rawdin in there. Unfortunately, that means that Olaf is going to have to take a free hit. He's going to take a hit now. Why did I not use Crushing Depths on him? We'll do that next turn. Oh, because the target needs to be visible, which it isn't right now. So we'll rectify that by moving Danor up here. Okay, so it's the zombie troll's turn. Hitting Olaf through the door. Wow. Okay, that's not good for Olaf. 4 dice because he's -1 because he counts as being outnumbered. The zombie troll is a large model after all. He soaked 2 of them, but it wasn't enough, unfortunately. It's a good effort, Olaf, but he's taken a point of damage. Okay. I mean, we could... Is it worth investigating that treasure? I mean, we could just ignore it and just move on. It can't move through that little door. Do you know what? I think we might just do that. Treasure chests, in my experience, haven't been the greatest reward. So I think we're just going to ignore that troll and just move on, to be honest with you. Okay. Olaf is going to have to take... well, Danor's moving out. No, he doesn't need to move out of the way. Danor is taking a free hit though, because he's moving out of combat of the troll. I don't know why I thought it would be a good idea to take it on anyway. I just figured maybe if we killed it in the first attack, then we could get in there and have a look around, but I don't think that's a good idea. I could end up taking a lot of damage from this thing. So I need to outnumber it, and I can't, because I just can't get in there to do so. It's moved in front of the door. So yeah, anyway, he's taking a free hit. With Olaf, needs 4s. So only 1. And Olaf soaked that. He obviously ducked that swing. So Olaf is going to move here. 1, he's going to open this door. For 2. And what's in, we can put this back down here now. What's in this room? Well, there's a barrel in the middle of the room for some unknown reason. There's a door up here, and we have a couple of friends in here. We have a zombie here, and we have a zombie here. So Olaf has moved 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to come over here and take a swing at this zombie. Full dice this time, because that zombie is not outnumbering him. Needing 2s. That zombie can't withstand that. So, or resist it rather, or defend it, whichever word you want to use. So that zombie's been taken out. 1, 2, 3 to come over here, and Olaf, no, that's not Olaf, that's Rawdin, is going to take on this other one. There's no penalties here because the zombie stats are as bad as they can get anyway, so again needing 2s. Oh, good effort, but nope. Hacking bits off this zombie until it falls over. Okay, Madrigal is going to open the door at the end. 1, 2, 3, 4. I meant at the end of the room, not at the end of the turn. What's in here? We have a door. We have a trap. Which way is that facing? Ah. It's in a bit of a pointless place because I can just walk around it. But anyway, I'm going to go with this one. There's a trap here. What else have we got here? We've got a big area opened up now. We now have an actual spawn point over the ends here. I'm going to show you what the this other tile looks like. There's a spawn point up in the corner there. As you can see, this is a very strangely laid out map. It's kind of a bit sort of jagged, but there's a spawn point at the end there. We've got various pieces of fallen ceiling. There's one here. There's one here. There's one here. And we have 2 doors. Let's go with these ones. We have a door in the corner here, and we have a door here. Okay, I should say there's 3 doors in fact. Sorry, because there's one here as well. We have a skeleton archer right at the end here. And we have a skeleton warrior just here. So, okay, where was Madriga? She here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So she can, how far did she move? 6, yeah. So she can move into here. She's not tripping that trap because she hasn't moved in front of it. And she's going to try and take out that archer. Just sort of see the heroes and what else is going on. There we go. See, paying attention this time. Yes, so 4 dice, needing 2s, I believe, for a skeleton archer. I keep forgetting this. Yes, needing 2s, and only 1 damage needed as well. So, well, it can't defend that. So, as quick as the skelly was put down, it's taken away again. It's now in Madriga's now in range to be hit by that skeleton warrior, but I think she can take a point of damage. I mean, Danor could try and flame that zombie troll. No, I don't think he's going to. It was an interesting idea, but no, he's going to follow his teammates into this room and he's going to search this one. So what do we have? A haste potion. He's finding all the potions. I mean, this luck's going to run out at some point, isn't it? So it's the enemy turn now. That troll can't do anything. He's just going to stay in front of that room. For the purposes of the enemy turn, because I'm pretty much just ignoring that troll, I'm going to not count him for enemy spawning. So if there's only the troll on the board, then I will spawn an enemy model. Incidentally, at the start of each round, I can spawn a skelly or a skeleton warrior at one of those regular spawn points, that like that one over there that I just put down. In addition, I think, to the roving spawn point. I believe, or is it? I don't know if it's one or the other. Do you know what? I'm going to roll a dice for it. On a 1, 2 and 3, it's, I can do both. On a 4, 5 or 6, it's one or the other. Okay, well that's going to make things easier. So it's either going to be the roving spawn point or it's going to be one of those spawn points. The marauding monster in this dungeon, incidentally, is a dwarf revenant. So, dependent on how close I am to the static spawn points, we'll see what we spawn. Anyway, that was quite a preamble. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this skeleton warrior into combat with Madriga. So 1, 2, 3. Enemies don't trip traps. So the skelly, I'm going to be mindful of their special rule this time. So combat of 2. Madriga has an armor of 2, so the skelly needs 3s. Well, they both hit, so it doesn't affect the special rule. Madriga has 3 combat dice. Right, she needs to that's soaked to the 6. She can re-roll one with the chainmail shirt, which she does to soak for 3. So she's okay. Over to us. So I am in fact actually going to spawn a dwarf because I like to make things hard for myself, because pretty much the end of this turn, or maybe next turn, I'm going to be on the next tile anyway, so this spawn point will move round. So yeah. Okay, well Madriga's going to attack the Skelly. So she needs her 3 dice. She needs 3s. Nope. There's 1 there, but nothing else is coming of that. So Rawdin's going to come up and try and swing his axe round the back through the door. Needing 2s. Not a great roll, to be honest with you, but okay. Soaked 1, soaked another 1. Yep. Also didn't do it. So now these 2 are kind of stuck in this room because, well, I mean, no, they can't because they'd be moving through an enemy's front arc. So yeah, these guys are just going to have to kind of form up, I guess. So enemy turn. Maybe not. Who'd have thought that one Skelly is causing so much trouble? Anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4. Speaking of trouble, I think we can send Rawdin off to deal with that. He'd have to take a breakaway move. Okay, no then. Anyway, the Skeleton Warrior is attacking Madrigal again. Technically he counts as being outnumbered because Rawdin is in his front arc, so he'd lose a combat dice. So needing 3s for Madrigal. None of them. Obviously too distracted by this hammer that's trying to swing through the door. But anyway. Okay. Back to us then. Okay, Rawdin. Take a swing at that skeleton. And I forgot about the outnumbering in the last one. But anyway, take a swing at the skeleton. Needing 2s. Great. I mean, this isn't going to be too successful, is it? No, I mean, that was a 2, wasn't it? Well, then again, that soaks 1. That doesn't do anything. There's the 2s are still there. So, yeah, that skeleton is taken out, in fact, actually. And Rawdin is going to continue to... Rawdin's going to set the trap off, in fact, actually. Or is he? Is he going to come back and stop this dwarf from advancing? No, he's going to set the trap off because he's quite hardy. So he's going to come here. 1. It is a trap. What kind of trap do we have? It's a gas trap. So I need to roll equal to or less than their armor value. So his armor is 3. So I need a 3 or less. Nope, he takes a point of damage. Okay. No problemo. So he stops there. Olaf then is going to come and deal with this dwarf. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can obviously hear this dwarf making a lot of noise. The Dwarf Revenants have an armour of 4. I think, no, an armour of 3. Yes, armour of 3. So I'd ordinarily need 4s, but -1, so I need 3s. That's okay roll, I guess. A combat of 4 though for the dwarf. That's not good though, because those have soaked it. But he's locked in combat with Olaf. I just realised needs a bit of a touch up on his paint job, but we won't worry about that for the moment. What was I doing now? Right, so Rawdin took out the Skelly, moved, triggered the trap. Olaf moved, locked the dwarf in combat. Madriga hasn't done anything yet. Madriga's going to have a look in here. 1, 2, 3. What's in this room? I know you're all dying to know. Oh, great. Maybe we shouldn't have come into this room. I mean, there's a table, which is always nice. What isn't so nice, though, is that there's not just one, but there's two armoured zombies. Can Madriga take one out? She's at -1 dice because she's shooting over the table. I need 4s because the armed zombie has a defense of 3. I mean, there's 2 there. It's got a combat of 3 as well, so I mean, I could still be successful. I'm very much not successful. I think then, so that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She's going to move away from the door. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And Daniel's going to search. Can he? Yep, there's nothing in this area. So Daniel is in fact going to search this room. It's a wide area. Okay, he triggers a trap. So there's now an interrupt on the table, or a potential interrupt on the table. What trap does Daniel uncover? It's a gas trap. He's got, well, I need to roll a 1, which I don't, so he takes a point of damage as well. Okay, enemy turn. Again, we're ignoring the troll. Let's do this dwarf that's in combat with Olaf. Needs 3s. Oh great, all of them. Beginning to think that this mission was a bad idea. Right, so we soaked that one. We soaked that one. We soaked that one. Actually, he needed 4s, so that one, because he's got +1 armour due to his Chorus of Dureg, so that one didn't actually go through. So yes, Olaf is fine. Okie dokie. The armoured zombie movement 4. 1, 2, 3 is going to attack Rawdon. Needing 4s, obviously, because he's a dwarf. We're going to re-roll 1 due to the mail coat. Let's re-roll that 1. So, I mean, we're good at the moment. That's not doing anything. Let's re-roll this 1. No. So the 5 bounces off. I mean, that 5 counters that one. But yeah, Rawdon's taken another point of damage. And this is going to get even worse now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because now not only is Olaf outnumbered, but the mob rule comes into effect with the zombies. So they get +1 dice. So the armoured zombie is now rolling 4 dice to attack Rawdon. Madrigal, what have you done? Yeah, 4 dice. So needing 4s. Okay, slightly, you know, not a bad result. And I'm now 3 dice because I'm -1 for being outnumbered. But apologies for a moment. My camera died for no reason, and I don't know why. But anyway, we're back on again. Yeah. So anyway, you saw that roll, I think, I hope. So Olaf is fine. But yes, we're now back to us. I am, as that camera died, actually, I'm going to do my, it's been slightly over, but half-hour cut. And I'll be back with my turn in just a moment. Okay, so I'm back, and it's back to my turn now. So we're going to have to deal with these armoured zombies. I don't know if I want to use Crushing Depths on an armoured zombie. I mean, it would be easier to deal with if I did. I'm going to cast Crushing Depths with Danor using his focus, which means I still get to retain it. On this one. Yeah, this one. The one that's not directly in front of Rawdin. So Crushing Depths has been cast on that, and Madriga now is going to attempt to shoot it. So it's -2 defense, so it's now defense 1. So she needs 2s. It's not outnumbered, and it only gets +1 dice when attacking in a fight. So the 4 bounces off of the 6, the 3 bounces off the 4, and the 2 bounces off the 3. Right, so we've taken this armoured zombie out. Okay, that might have happened anyway, had I not cast Crushing Depths. She's now actually going to come up here. So that this other one is now outnumbered. Olaf now is going to take a swing at it. Also needing 2s because of the Stormbreaker, not Shieldbreaker, Stormbreaker. So we have those, and it is also now outnumbered, so it's at -1 combat dice, which means actually it can't defend it. It could soak 2, but it can't defend it. Right, so armoured zombie number 2's gone. Okay, that might have been a little bit of a waste of Crushing Depths, but yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see what happens later. Olaf is still taking a swing at this dwarf. He's angry at this dwarf for exposing his grey plastic on his arm. So hopefully we'll be able to take this dwarf out. Dwarf Revenant, it's -1, so we need 3s. Okay, the dwarf can still save this. The dwarf does save this. This is getting ridiculous. I mean, okay, well, it's still there. Anyway, I guess it's the dwarf's turn, the dwarf revenant's turn, in fact. So it's going to attack Olaf. Sorry about the pause there, I was just thinking about what I was going to do next. Needing 4s. Yes. Come on, Olaf. Yeah, the 6 and the 5 took care of those. Okay, so they're just stuck in Mortal Kombat. Excuse me. Wow, I seem to have a bit of a frog in my throat today. So actually, before I start my next turn then, I'm just going to go get myself a bit of a cold drink quickly. Please just bear with me, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back with some Co-op brand Diet Cola. Other brands are available, obviously. So yeah, that should be a bit better. He says, immediately clearing his throat. So, what are we going to do now then? Come on, let's start off with Olaf. We've got to be able to take down this dwarf, surely. Needing 3s. Right, all of them. Finally. Well, look at that. As we need to go on, the 4 bounces off the 6, 3 bounces off the 4, 3 bounces off the 4, the 1 is useless. We've finally taken out this bloody dwarf. Olaf's going to come meet his mates. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rawdin is going to come and explore this little room down here. So 1, 2, we'll do a search. And what do we find? Well, interestingly, there's a secret passage here. And there's a secret passage here. Now, I'll roll 4 monsters for each one. Firstly for this one, not that it really matters which one's which, but nope. And then this one, nope. But now we can see what's behind these secret passages. I need to move that down a bit. So, we have a big blockage here, which isn't helping us much. We have a door here. And nothing whatsoever in the other room. So, okay then. Now, I know what my objective is here, but I'm going to make that known to you guys when it's actually revealed. It's not just to escape. Let Rawdin just continue exploring that area. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's behind door number 1? We have a bookcase. Five, 6. Oh, but actually there's a trap here. Is it a trap? It is a trap. So her turn ends. What kind of trap does she have? It's 5, which is falling rocks. She needs to roll under her movement, sorry. Equal to or over, she takes a damage point. She's got movement of 6, so she basically needs anything but a 6. Yeah, she's fine. So we're going to leave Madriga to have a look in there. Olaf is going to come down this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll get him exploring that other room. And Danor can come 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come this way. Okay, maybe this Coke's not helping. Sorry, this cola. Rawdin's not quite on the other tile yet. So, you know what we're going to do? We're going to spawn a Skelly Archer over here. And it's over to us again then. So, 1, 2, Rawdin's just going to have a quick nose in here to see if there's anything worthwhile looting. Nope, there is literally nothing in that room. That's amazing. Madriga is going to have a look at this bookcase. Well, she finds a healing potion on the shelf, which is handy. But in addition, she finds a strange key. Oh, we can't sort of zoom in on that very well, but that's a key token. So Madriga's got a key. Olaf. 1, 2, 3. What's behind door number 2? Another bookcase. I don't know if I like the idea of rooms that don't have any enemies in, but have bookcases. So what was that? 3, 4, 5. He's going to have a look in this room. Okay, so what happens is he's searching around and he trips a hidden switch, which basically causes the bookcase to collapse, which affects a nearby blockage, which means this here has actually been cleared now. So it's an interesting mechanic, that. But what else now is around here? Well, there's a staircase here, which is interesting because that's not where we need to get to. That's just there in the way. Oh, great. Of course we have some doors, so we have a door here and we have a door here. But we have another large friend in a zombie troll. Right, let's just we'll just move that a little bit so that we can see what we're doing. Okay. Great. So now it's just Danor's turn. So he's going to go 1, 2, and he's going to open this door. And in fact, he's not going to open this door because he's found it locked. So I dare say that means that quite possibly the key that Madriga has will unlock that door. So we might have to get Madriga up there. However, it's now an enemy's turn. Well, actually, all Danor did was just look at the door. He hasn't actually taken his action yet. He's going to move 1 more space. Well, actually, he can move 2 spaces. But, oh, hang on. Force target an enemy 4 squares away. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, he's going to have to stay there. And he's going to use Burn, which is a 4 square range attack. And it gets a 4 dice attack. Target does not need to be visible, but luckily it is. So a 4 dice attack on the skeleton archer. It's going to be pointless because I dare say another one's going to spawn. They all damaged the skelly. It can't defend it. Skelly archer turned into dust. Okay, now it's the enemy's turn. So we have a zombie troll on the loose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, at the start of the round I need to spawn something as well. That's now going to be a skeleton warrior. Apologies if I was shaking the camera there. Right, so over to me. Rawdin, looks like we can get him down from here sort of this way and through this room to help out with this troll issue. So we might do that. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Put him there. Can you get his boots working? Nope. Wouldn't have made much of a difference. It would have just put him closer to the door. He's going to explore this little corridor. He finds a trap. What kind of trap does he find? He finds a gas trap. This dungeon is full of gas. I'm saying nothing, quite frankly. But, right, less than or equal to his armour, which for Rawdin is 3. So I need a 1, 2 or 3, which he doesn't get, so he takes another point of damage, which means he is hurting. He needs to find a healing potion, which Madriga has. Okay, speaking of Madriga, let's get her up towards that locked door, shall we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And let's get Danor away from that skeleton warrior. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's get Orlaf closer to that troll. Well, actually, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, he can surprise the skeleton warrior, in fact. So let's get him to do that. Right, needing 2s. Oh, come on, Olaf. You're giving Skellies a chance here. Admittedly, not much of one, but... Yoink! Okay. I'm actually thinking now it's probably a better idea for Rawdin to come back up to try and rejoin Madriga to try and get that healing potion. 1, 2, 3, 4. Big troll, large model is large. I'm not going to spawn anything over there as Olaf is right pretty much on top of the spawn point. So we're going to spawn a dwarf down here. Right, so my plan... I'm still going to have Danor... Have him come over here just to be on the safe side. He's actually going to use Healing Spring. Which is amazingly a healing spell, but it doesn't need line of sight. So he's going to cast it on Rawdin, and it recovers 2 health. So Rawdin isn't hurting as much now, and he can carry on exploring. So speaking of Rawdin, can he get his boots working? Nope, which means all he can do is move up to the door. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I've just realised we're all on a new tile. So this should come here, and he should have spawned there. Which means now no, that's fine. Madriga's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Use the key to open the door, but amazingly she still retains it, so obviously still has another use. Intriguing. We'll find out what that is in a bit, I guess. What's in this room? We have a treasure chest. Now this one was behind a locked door, so this one's got to be kind of quite special. We have a skeleton archer standing next to it. And we have a skeleton warrior. I mean, can't be that special if this is all that's guarding it. 1, 2, 3, what was that? Did she move 3 or 4 just then? We'll say it was 4, so that would have been 5 to open the door maybe. 6. Is she going to... Yeah, go on then. She's going to come in here, and amazingly, she's going to engage that Skelly in hand-to-hand combat. I mean, why not? Well, she hit with all three of them, I believe. She did. The Skelly did not soak it, because the 4 bounces off the 6 and the 2 bounces off the 4. So, Skelly Warrior, surprised at an elf bounding through a door and shoving an arrow in its eye. I mean, this does mean she's going to get shot by the archer, but I mean, she should be alright. Right, okay, Danor is now not in a good place. I should have thought of that. Because he's now going to get hit in the back by the dwarf. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He can't run, and even if he could, he wouldn't be able to get to the dwarf anyway. So, enemy turn. The skeleton archer is going to shoot Madriga. It's got a ranged attack of 3. And needs 3s. Okay. But she's alright. So that's 6 to 5, that's 6 to 4, and that's 6 to 3. She is having none of this. And the troll's just moving up. He heard that rubble collapse and he's just going to investigate. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's where he's going to stay. Now the question is, what are we going to do? Well, that dwarf revenant is going to attack Danor rather than Orlaf. And we know this. In fact, actually, he should do that this turn, because we can't make him not do it, can we? So 1, 2, 3. Almost missed his turn there. He's going to hit Danor. So, in fact, actually, that is not in his rear arc. I'm always getting facings muddled. It's only the 3 spaces behind that's the rear arc. So, that's fine, insofar as it can be a dwarf revenant attacking a squishy mage. But, I mean, he needs 2s. And Rawdin can't defend that because he's only got a combat of 2. So, sorry, Danor can't defend that. So he's taking a point of damage. He could have used a potion of resistance, I guess, but we're okay for the moment, I think. So Madriga is going to shoot the skeleton archer. It's standing next to the chest. Well, again, you can't defend that because I only need 1 damage for the skeleton archer. So she's taken the archer out and is, as such, going to leave the room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he's going to come next to the dwarf revenant to help Danor in outnumbering it. Olaf, on the other hand, is going to come in here. 1, 2, search the room. And what was behind this locked door in this treasure chest? Well, dear viewer, was in fact actually an interesting item. It's a legendary bit of equipment. It was the Crucible Staff. Now what does the Crucible Staff do? Once per game, when the heroes cast all their spells, shuffle the discarded spells face down and choose 2 at random. Return them to the hero, they may be cast again. That is handy. It's a shame that we're only just getting it in the second to last mission. But, okay. So, Olaf has the Crucible Staff. Obviously, he can't use it. So, he's going to have to get that to Danor. Speaking of Danor, he's taking his battle potion. Because he's going to have to try to smack this dwarf. The battle potion gives him +2 dice to their next fight attack. So that now gives him a combat dice of 4. So he's on par with the dwarf. So he's got a combat 4, needing 4s. Hang on a sec. Okay, I didn't really need to cut it, but I did just to be on the safe side. So we were dramatically heading into Danor, trying to fight off this dwarf. So 4 dice, needing 4s. One of them, so he has not dramatically fought off this dwarf. Because I need 2 damage in order to well, damage it, to defeat it. Well, it was a brave attempt, Danor. Right, Rawdin, speaking of dwarves, is going to continue his exploration. And he's going to open this door. And what he discovers in here is there's a blockage there and a blockage there.
A large ornate casket sits in the corner of the room, covered in chains. A strange purple glow seeps out from under the lid, whilst a low eerie wail resonates from within. Something is trapped in that ancient artifact that may well be the source of the undead here. But it's securely locked, and you'll need a key.
There are a couple of ghosts in here. And there are also a couple of zombies. So, Rawdin, being Rawdin, he's going to... what's he going to do? Ghosts move 4. Well, I mean, if he tries to take on one of those zombies, the ghost will be able to catch up with him anyway. The other zombie won't, however. So that's what he's going to do. He's going to... it was 1 to open the door. 2, 3. 2. Oh, yes, he can. So he's going to be outnumbered by ghosts. 1, 2... I mean, the other zombie can as well. So either way, he's going to be fairly outnumbered by a lot of things. So it doesn't really matter what he tries to take out here. I mean, because he's going to get attacked by a load of stings. Let's take out the zombie because they have the mob rule, and you know that's just 1 less dice, I guess. So needing 2s. Yep, we've taken out the zombie. Here's Thief's shoes. Okay, no, it's after the move. Okay, it's not like athletic dash where it can happen after an action. So Rawdin has taken out that zombie. And it's now the enemy's turn. We've got a few more enemies on the board now. That zombie troll isn't going anywhere. He's just guarding that exit. The ghosts are going to come into mob Rawdin, I think. Ghosties, ghosties, ghosties. Have a combat of 3. Thankfully, only 1 went through. Can Rawdin block this one? He can. I'm going to say it again, folks. He ain't afraid of no ghosts. 3. So here's another one. Needing 4s. That one was a little bit more successful. Although Rawdin is a little bit more outnumbered as well now. He suits 1. Rawdin, he can re-roll a dice when defending. So we're going to try that. Yes. Okay. That was his special ability on his card. So, okay. Whose smart idea was it to bring Rawdin down here? This zombie is going to, excuse me, come up. And the Dwarf Revenant's going to attack Danor in the back. However, before he does, Danor is going to use his Potion of Resistance. Because it says I can use it at any time. It doesn't say it's just limited to my turn. So he gets +2 dice on his next defense roll. So the dwarf is outnumbered. However, it still needs a 2 on all of them. But he now gets +2 dice. So he's rolling 4 dice to defend. Just out. And there's nothing I can do about that, is there? Nope. So, okay then. Danor takes a point of damage. That troll we're ignoring. These guys have acted. He's acted. Well, no, he's just staying there. He's acted. Right, it's over to me then. Madrigal's actually going to come down and try and help out Rawdin. It's in the rear arc of the Dwarf Revenant, so amazingly, Olaf can actually get into combat with the Dwarf Revenant. So yeah, Madrigal's going to tactically retreat to help Rawdin. So she's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She can at least shoot the zombie. Needing 2s, that's all of them, so that zombie is taken out. That's one less thing that Rawdin has to worry about. Now, Olaf can come 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and is going to smack this Dwarf Revenant in the back. So, it's a -1 armor. So it will count as being armor 2. Yes. So I need 3s. I'm hitting it in the back. So it would be -1 combat dice. And it's outnumbered. So it'd be another -1 combat dice. So it's rolling 2 dice and I need 3s. Right, well this could still work. It has. That bounced off of the 5. That soaks one of the 3s. So we've got 2 damage there. So the dwarf has in fact been taken out by a rampaging Olaf. Which means that Danor is now free to... I mean, what is Danor going to do? He needs to try and heal himself, but he has no way to do so, because Madrigal has the healing potion. To be fair, might need to use it on Rawdin at some point. So Danor is just going to stay away. He can technically see the troll if he moves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he can technically see the troll. I can see part of its base anyway. You know, one of the squares it's taking up. So he is going to move here. Whoops. Yeah. And he's going to cast Flame Bolt on it, because he's not using it to do anything else. So target must be visible, suffers a 5 dice attack. So there we go. 5 dice attack on the troll. Zombie troll, very tough. I need rolling 5 dice and I need 5s. Nope. Because I need to do 3 damage on it. I mean, I can re-roll 1, but it's not worth it because, you know, I'd still only potentially do 2 damage on it. So, yeah. Okay. It's an interesting idea, but it was just something for him to do. Rodin now is going to address this spectral issue. He's at -1 dice. He's going to attack a ghost. It doesn't really matter which one. Let's do the one that's directly in front of him. So this one. And he needs 4. He doesn't need 4s. He needs 2s. Because pretty much everything he needs 2s on because of his Stormbreaker. So 2s for the ghosty. Oh, him being outnumbered is obviously hampering his combat ability somewhat. Yeah. Okay. So it's the enemy's turn. Am I going to spawn a dwarf, or am I going to spawn... I'm going to spawn a dwarf because it's the worst thing that can happen for the heroes. Which means that Olaf now has to deal with that. I mean, he doesn't have to. He could just ignore it. In fact, he's going to, because that dwarf can only move 4, and all of my heroes can move 5, so we can pretty much outrun it, providing we can not get held up by the troll. So anyway, Olaf is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and stand in front of Danor, and whilst doing so is going to hand him the Crucible Staff. So Danor now has the Crucible Staff, which only he can use because he's a mage. So he can't use it, can't do anything with it just yet, but anyway. Rodin. I just realised something. There's ghosties attack Rodin. Don't think they did. We're going to have to do a combat with the ghosts, aren't we? First one, needing 4s. Takes a point of damage. Second one. Uh-oh. Takes another point of damage. Right, yes. Rodin is going to attack one of those ghosties. Again, it's the one directly in front of him. What did he roll for that other one just then? I can't remember now. Needed 2s. Did he roll a 2? I think it might have been actually, you know. Does that look right? I don't think it was a 1. Anyway, we're going to assume that that's what the roll was. If it was wrong, then I apologise. Yeah. The 4 bounces off the 5. The 3 soaks the 3. The 2's still there. The ghost is gone. I hope. Okay, so we're going to move Madrigal into this room now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, so Madrigal is going to shoot the ghost. I can get it in its rear arc. So I am in fact going to shoot it in its back. I need 4s. Damn it. Well, I can reroll one. I'm going to use her sure shot ability once per game. Well, that was pointless. Wasn't as sure as she thought it was. And she doesn't have her undead banishing arrows on her either. So okay, so now the enemy's turn, because I did those 2 guys at the top there before I did the ghosts, which was bad of me, but anyway. Right, that troll's still standing there being a pain in the butt. What else is going on? Well, this dwarf's chasing these guys down. 1, 2, 3, 4. This ghost is attacking Rawdin, because of course he is. Although Rawdin's no longer outnumbered. And I've been forgetting that I can reroll defense dice. There you go. So if I erroneously destroyed that ghost, it's possibly weighed up by the fact that I just haven't been using his items. Is that fair? Who knows? Anyway, he's fine against that attack anyway. So it's back over to us again. Olaf is going to come down and try to take on this troll. So we're rolling 5 dice. The troll's at -1 armour. I actually know we're rolling 4 dice because I count as being outnumbered. But the troll's at -1 armour, which means I need 4s. Only 4s. Come on, Olaf, you can do this. Have you got anything that will help you? No, aside from your ability, which I might use. Do you know what? Even so, I'm going to. Yes, look at that. Right, the zombie troll is rolling 4 dice, however. I need 3 damage to take it down. Right, which I think I've done. Because the 5, we do this in numerical order. So the 5 bounces off the 6. The 4 bounces off the 5. The 3, well yeah, bounces off the other 5. Oops, that was a 4. So yeah, and the 2 obviously bounces off that. So all of them, actually, the troll did not defend it whatsoever. So the troll has been taken out. Which means Danor is free to run away from the dwarf around Olaf. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was going to have Dan, if that didn't work, I was going to have Danor just run off around here and have the dwarf possibly chase him. But I mean, he would have probably chased Olaf. Okay, so Danor's going to, is he going to cast Crushing Depths on the ghost? Is it worth it? No, because I think we can probably end the mission here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Madrigal is going to have a look at the casket. A bit of rattling shows that it's secure, but there is a keyhole. She uses her key and manages to open the casket.
The lid swings open violently as an ancient spectre flies forth, circling the room a number of times before spiraling upwards and disappearing. The eerie wailing has stopped and you can hear the clatter of bones in the distance, as if hundreds of skeletal bodies fall upon a flagstone floor.
Right, so there we go. We managed to get through this one. This was a little bit tricky. A few of our heroes are hurting. There were some interesting mechanics in this, like the finding the rubble and the key and the chest, and not the chest, the casket. We didn't explore the whole map, but like I said, some of our characters are hurting. I mean, both Danor and Rawdin only have one hit left. So, anyways, I'm going to get this cleared up and I'll meet you for the endgame sequence for the penultimate mission. So I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so here we are at the end of dungeon sequence. We're here with Vincenzo, but unfortunately we're not going to be buying anything from him. Sorry, Vincenzo. As we didn't actually get any gold in that dungeon, which means that we're just left over with the 30 gold that we had from buying the great axe for Olaf. So sorry, Vincenzo, not going to happen. However, we do have the experience to do. So from that adventure, all the heroes gain 2 experience, which means that our experience totals are: Madriga has 8 experience, Olaf has a whopping 10 experience, Rawdin also has 8 experience, and Danor has 9. So we are going to start giving them some boons for the final dungeon. So Madriga is going to, what I'm going to do is for 7 experience, which will drop her down to 1, she is going to have improved constitution, which means that she gets +1 health, which will be handy. Danor has 9. Now we're going to give him Unbound spell, because of course we are, for 6 experience, which will drop him down to 3. I haven't decided what that spell is going to be just yet, but we'll decide that at the beginning of the next dungeon. Olaf has 10, which means I'm going to give him Well Drilled, which allows him to change the value of one of his dice up or down by 1. I'm also going to give him Athletic Dash. So that's a total of 9, so that takes him down to 1 experience. Rawdin has 8. I mean, he could probably use Athletic Dash, but he does still have his Thief's Boots, so we don't necessarily need that. Do you know what? For 7 experience, dropping him down to 1, I'm going to give him improved constitution as well. So he's also got +1 health. So, just as a recap then, Madriga has improved constitution for +1 health. Olaf has Well Drilled and Athletic Dash. Rawdin has improved constitution for +1 health. And Danor will start the next dungeon with an additional spell. So I think that puts us in good stead for the final dungeon. So yeah, that was Spectre Unchained. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please do join me next time for the final dungeon in this campaign. So until then, stay safe keep on adventuring, and goodbye. I'd also like to give a shout out to my friends at the Nerd Hut in Ipswich. They have a great range of all things nerdy and gaming, so if you ever happen to be in the area, drop in and say hi and see what they've got available. And if retro video games are more your thing, please do check out my other channel, Retribution Gaming, where I do Let's Plays of old video games. I look at some more obscure bits and pieces, and there might be a few updates of a video game project that I'm working on as well. So please do check that out, give it a subscribe and a like, I'd really appreciate it. But yeah, this has been Fingers, Thumbs and Fits. Thank you very much for watching the video. Please do leave a like, that will help me out a hell of a lot. Subscribe so that you know when I've posted more content. And I hope to see you for the next one. Once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.